Hey everyone, it's Xander, this time with a solo project, because Al hasn't seen or shown any real interest in the series. Now, let's be honest for a second. I've spent a lot of time on these reviews being pissed off. Good going, Naylor, you just blew up my counter. I just got that! No, not today. My blood pressure's high enough. That's it! Where's he live? I swear to God, I'm gonna give him a drink and break it over his head! So let's change that. This is one series I'm very much obsessed with, as in I currently have a desktop background from the series that's not going to lay anytime soon. So let's take a look at a series I personally enjoy a lot, Shuffle. Hey, don't you dare close out of this. You'll see I can do a positive review that's still entertaining and funny, so just give it a shot, okay? Bastards.
So a little bit of background information is needed. Shuffle actually started off as a visual novel series. For those not familiar with these types of games, they work out as a choose-your-own-adventure book, but obviously very visual in nature. Every character has a set of reactions and expressions to fit the scene and the dialogue that goes along with it, and you even get some special images from time to time as you progress throughout the story. Shuffle did well enough that it spawned a few sequels, as well as a manga and a couple of anime spin-offs. The anime being what we're going to have most of our focus on.
Shuffle is a 24-episode anime series, and I plan on covering every episode in detail, more or less, just like I've done with the Paradise chapters. Now, the first episodes are really information-heavy as opposed to plot-heavy, so there's going to be a lot of shit to cover, so let's get to it.
So we kick off this series much like how I kick off my days, by struggling to turn off that fucking alarm clock that I unfortunately need.
One of these days, I'll be self-employed and you'll be in the scrap heap!
And that's about where comparisons are going to end, because I certainly don't have someone coming into my room to shut off the alarm clock for me, let alone a pretty girl coaxing me out of bed with her silky soft voice and the promise of a delicious breakfast.
So say hello to Kaede Fuyu. I don't like her. At all. We'll get into why throughout the entire series, and oh boy am I going to piss off the Kaede fans. Bring on the pitchforks and fire! I'm ready for you!
Okay, that's also kind of like me first thing in the morning. So say hello to Rin Tsuchimini, our hero of the story. Really, just look at him. Every damn trait you can use for the main male lead of a harem genre, and he has it. Generic hair, cut, and color, brown eyes, tall with a good build, and of course, a heart of gold.
Now, I will admit, I like Rin, even for as generic of an appearance as he has. Shuffle, while it looks like a cookie-cutter anime harem series right now, it does things differently that I commended for, including some of the stuff Rin does. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
So it turns out Rin's parents, as well as Kai's mother, are all dead. I'd say they seem to be taking it well, but this happened when they were like 5. They've had a very long time to grieve over their losses and adapt to changes. This, of course, left Rin as an orphan and was taken in by Kai's father, who, by the way, is hilariously absent from the whole show.
Hey, you know what sounds like an awesome idea? Let's just leave the teenagers alone in the house by themselves. What could possibly go wrong?
Sadly, Kaede and Ren are too boring to do anything like that. Instead, we get this morning conversation over breakfast, leading to my first issue with Kaede.
Yeah, when I say I don't like Kaede, it's mostly because I think she needs help. This is not healthy. I get how people can find her devotion to Rin admirable and an endearing trait. I do. But at the same time, from my perspective, I can't like this character because it seems she doesn't care about her own existence so much as she cares about Rin's. How can I like a character when she doesn't even care about her own self?
My other problem with Kaede is this guy. More specifically, what he's a part of. Say hello to the fan club known as the KKK.
You know, it must be great to live in Japan where that has no meaning whatsoever, or if it does, it's largely disregarded and doesn't play as much of a role as it does over here. And you can bet your ass Funimation had a fun time dubbing that scene.
So, getting back on track here, this guy is part of Kaede's fan club. She's apparently the perfect idol of the school, which is my next problem with her. We're told she's amazing, but we're not really shown that she's amazing.
Now, honestly, I don't get what these guys see in her. She's meek, submissive, makes breakfast, makes lunch, makes dinner, does all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the shopping, I've answered my own question by now. Well, you know what? That's great if you want a boring housewife from the 1940s. I prefer someone a little bit more modern, someone with a little bit more spunk.
Asa-senpai?
And there she is, Asa Shigure. The only thing I really couldn't stand about that was that gratuitous English of hello. That was annoying, I'll admit that. Otherwise, hands down, my favorite character, bets are off, you all know who I prefer now.
So, Asa Shigure, or Asa Senpai as they call her for most of the series, she is a year above Rin and Kaede. She's head of the cooking club. She's an extremely energetic character, loves to abuse Rin. She sometimes gives some advice, and...
まあ、そういうこと言うと
Asa-senpai?
こういう攻撃だったら女の子らしいかな
is such a glorious tease!
Now, once again, I'll play devil's advocate. I get how people hate Asa. I can totally understand how people see her as a loud, obnoxious, annoying character. There's other things too, but we can't really talk about that yet. I just want you guys to know, with Kaede and Asa, I'm not done talking about these two. Not by a long shot. Just don't lynch me yet, okay?
We get introduced to the other cast members pretty quickly. Itsuki Miyaburo, Rin's only male friend, who's also the biggest horn dog in the entire series. Mayumi Thyme, who's not in the contender group for girl rivals. She takes pride in being flat as a board, and her future career is paparazzi. As for a bit of trivia knowledge, yes, her eyes are in fact different colors. She is half devil.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Oops. Let's have our next character explain this for us, shall we?
Miss B, as she is nicknamed, the only teacher we ever see, and she'll be serving to explain the background of our setting here.
悪魔が住むという魔界への扉が開かれた。神族や魔族といった異世界の者たちが移住を始め、今ではこのバーベナ学園のように人族と神族、魔族が一緒に勉学に励む場もできたわけだ。ちなみに門についての歴史は期末に出るからな。間違えたやつはバーベル背負ってウサギ跳びだぞ。
Alright, let's make sure we're on the same page here, alright? Humans, gods, and devils. They all coexist through gates linking their worlds. Gods and devils are just races that can use magic. So everyone, take your religious beliefs right now and throw them out the window! Because you don't need them here, okay?
We also have Karaha, the first full-blood god character we'll be meeting, whose thoughts are anything but saintly. She's Usa's best friend, and also not after Rin's heart. The next two girls that Rin meets, however, are. Also, notice how he actually had to sneak into the shopping market to buy supplies.
Alright. Taking care of Rin and doing the cooking and cleaning, that's one thing. Forbidding him to help is another. What the hell is he supposed to do with his free time? Apparently he builds boats. Nerd! This is a nice detail though. As the series progresses, you'll see more and more of this thing get built.
Anyways, let's talk about the plot of this episode now that we're done meeting characters. The point of it is, we got transfer students. Everyone already knows about them. Two very pretty girls, one a god, one a devil. So let's meet them, shall we?
なんか面白そうなとこじゃねえか。人間界の学校もよ。
まったくだ。若くて美しいお嬢さん方がいっぱいで若返ってしまいそうだね。
なんだどうしたおめえら。
And no one saw that coming.
いや押し倒すぐらいの勢いがなきゃ。
And speaking of never seeing it coming, let's just rewind that.
You know, I could watch this all day. Now is a good time to mention though that we're going to be having a new counter for the series. Introducing the chair counter.
お父さん変なこと言わないで
Because this will be a reoccurring thing. So anyways, after the nutcase has been calmed down by our fiery redhead, we get proper introductions. We got Sia, the redheaded goddess, Narune, the blue-haired devil, and I'm sorry if I butchered these names, Istoma, the king of gods, and Fubuse, the king of devils.
Wait.
俺はユーストマチアの父親で神王なんてのもやってる
私はフォーベシネリネちゃんのパパで魔王でもある
Oh crap.
Yeah, just as Mayumi shows disbelief as well, we have to accept the fact that these two nutcases are the kings of gods and devils.
On a side note, that does make this even more hilarious. Come on, she just beat God with a folding chair. How many animes can you say that about?
And now we get into one of the oldest cliches of anime, and namely the harem genre. Arranged marriage. Long story short, Sia and Narune got lost in the human world as kids, and Ren found them and played with them until their father showed up. Years later, his kindness pays off. I'd say their outburst is very appropriate. So hey, wanna know how we can make things even more awkward?
これからよろしくねよろしくお願いいたしますはい
お隣さん本当かよ
Yep, neighbors. So, no pressure or anything. However, that is a wrap for episode 1, but we don't have all of the cast assembled yet. So let's go ahead and cover episode 2 while we're at it today.
So starting with episode 2, we get the opening song, which I really do like. Can't possibly imagine why.
What?
Anyways, we start this episode with Kaede irritating me as usual. I could make a counter for that as well, but we know it wouldn't last long. And now we cut to the Kings, who, despite them being completely insane, I love. I'm a sucker for a good comic relief. Also,
うちの視野だってな決して小さくはねえぞむしろ発展途上これからが大き
that's what you get for saying weird things about your daughter. So moving on, we see it really takes no time for Sia and Narune to also get fan clubs formed around them. And of course, they all want Rin dead, leading to our first example of magic courtesy of Narune.
りんちゃんやりすぎすみません思わずつい
すごい魔法使えんだな
Hey, Rin, we need to have a talk. Narune, you should go out with her. I'm pretty sure you don't want to upset the girl that just nuked half your neighborhood.
Okay, direct assault doesn't work. Let's go for plan B on abusing Rin. Passive aggressive doesn't seem to get them killed, and these aren't even members of the fan club. I gotta admit, I can kind of sympathize with them a little. Itsuki, however, not so much. Anyways, I'm showing the scene because in a harem anime, you expect girls to compete with one another. Well, this is about as heavy of competition as we get between them, right here.
冷たいタオル
あ気持ちいい
りんくん大丈夫痛くないですかちょっと私に任せてよ
Yep, fighting over who's going to soothe his welted red back. I'm kind of upset that this doesn't get to silly levels of competition, but at the same time, it's kind of a refreshing change.
It doesn't really matter as Rin's back on the run from an entire school that wants to lynch him. You'd swear to God he was Hitler. Anyways, this transitions into one of my favorite scenes. So we got Asa, right? And we got the guys trying to find Rin, right? Guess who's not only the cool big sis type character to hide Rin's sorry ass, but really make sure he's hidden.
土見りんを見ませんでしたか
Rin is deep undercover right now. Rin is in no man's land right now. Rin is seeing stripes right now. And afterwards we get this.
僕のスカートの中見ちゃった？
え、もちろん全然まったくこれっぽっちも。
ちょーっ
Only Asa could so casually tease Rin like that, and even throw in that disappointed bit at the end. I think that's part of why I like her.
Well, Ren doesn't escape for long, and I might as well just play Benny Hill over half the episode, but I'd rather just cut to the chase and meet our last characters. Namely, we're going to start with Primula. Okay, Asa may be my favorite, but Primula hands down has to be the most adorable of the characters. Just look at her right here. She's like a little wetkin that you just want to take home. Apparently, she has the same idea. Somehow, she knows Rin, and she is not letting go of him. So, with a rather clingy little girl attached to him, we then meet our last member, bumping into Rin and Primula. Say hello to the world's most adorable mother.
Yeah, that's right. Mother. She doesn't look a day over 15.
So, meet Amma, the mother of Asa. Also, I realize we've only met 3 parents, and that's still sadly better than a lot of animes out there. So back at Ren's house, while the kings are preparing preparations for a party, wait for it.
お父さんまた待ってて。
Thank you, Sia. Now, on to more pressing matters.
Okay, so you know when you were a little kid, you're like, Mom, Dad, it followed me home from the station, can I keep it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that doesn't actually work with people.
Fortunately, though, they know who Primula is. Long story short, she ran away from home to see Rin after hearing about him from Narune, and now she's going to be living with Rin and Kaede.
As if we need to make them look any more like a married couple, and now they've practically adopted a kid. On the other hand, it probably is a good thing that they have someone else actually in the house with them by this point. And that's a wrap on episode 2. So, my thoughts on the series so far? I think it's off to a great start.
These first 2 episodes do exactly what they are supposed to do. Introduce us to the cast, give us enough information to set the tone of the series and the setting, and give us a taste for what we are in store for. Comedy, but it also has a few serious moments from time to time, and maybe a bit of foreshadowing of things to come.
Much like with the Bear Days reviews, Shuffle is going to be a very full series review covering everything. Although I'll probably be a little bit hard-pressed to find things to bitch about. No, that's a blatant lie. Even on shows I like, I can nitpick. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.
胸に抱く君への言葉いつか伝えたいな
So everyone, take your religious beliefs and throw them out the window. My voice cracked. God damn it.